Hi, this is Mike Pettigrew, and today I'm going to talk about destiny. What is destiny? Can you choose your destiny? Do you believe in destiny? And how can you find your destiny? And in this short video, I'm going to share with you how you can create an absolutely amazing life for yourself. So, does destiny really exist? Is everything predetermined? Or do we create our lives based on our actions? Well, a long time ago, a great human being once said that if you want to know what effects lie in the future, all you need to do is look at the causes that you're planting now. In other words, the causes in thought, word and deed. What we are actually doing now creates our future. This is what he said. But then again, many people feel that life is predetermined. Life is predetermined, that our life is all laid out in front of us and all we need to do is just move forward, go with the flow. But is that good advice? Is that true? Should we go with the flow? Does everything just happen to us? Or are we actively involved in creating our destiny? Now these are very, very important questions, because how we live our life, whether we believe that everything is predetermined or whether we believe that our efforts actually create our future, it determines everything. It determines how we actually behave on a daily basis. Which of these two we believe determines everything. If we do really believe that everything is laid out in front of us, chances are we really won't put much effort into life. And I have known people who literally won't go outside their doorstep until they've checked their horoscope and how the planets and stars are aligned. And this is almost like a prison to these people. It means that their life is held back dramatically and that they could achieve wonderful things in their lives, deep happiness, fulfillment, and live an invigorating life. But because they think everything is predetermined and that the stars have influence over everything, it dramatically reduces the things that they can achieve during their lives and the happiness that they can ultimately experience. Now, I'm not saying that astrology is a waste of time. There are ancient teachings from the Far East that say that our mind actually affects our environment profoundly. So it makes sense to me that distant objects can also have a subtle influence on us. So, there may be something in this, but if we live our lives based on predetermination, if we live our lives based on external factors rather than actually choosing what we want to create, how our lives progress is completely different. Okay, so I think all we need to do is look at the lives of people who have done great things for society. They are not people who have just sat and waited for things to happen. They are people who have taken huge dramatic actions and they've achieved incredible things for society. So there comes a point where I really feel it's important to decide how we want to live our lives. Do we want to create something, or do we just wait for something to happen? Our happiness level is greatly determined on the actions that we make. And I honestly believe that we are all in this world to grow as much as we can and to help others along their way, along their path as much as we can. And this, I believe, is the truest way to becoming truly fulfilled, deeply happy, and live a very meaningful existence. Now, as I've mentioned in some of my videos in the past, I've been deeply involved in the research into the evidence for life after death for almost 40 years. It started with my cousin's death in 1977. He was 19, I was 15 years old. He was my hero and he was killed on a bicycle. And that had a dramatic effect on my life, and it led me to start questioning the meaning of life and why we are here. Is everything predetermined? The nature of human consciousness. All these were questions I wanted to get to the bottom of. And to be honest, my teachers at school couldn't answer my questions. And no adults that I knew were able to answer these questions. So I dug deep, and I dug deep myself, and I spent so many years studying the evidence for life after death. Much of this evidence is scientific based. But the conclusion I've come to, or this is what I believe at this point in my life, having studied this subject so deeply, that the major things that we experience in life, the major things, maybe major illnesses, it may be our career path, it may be our partners in life. I think we do choose these things before we come into this life, before we are born. And this is what the research is showing. This is what the research is showing. But when we get here, when we are born, as we grow older, it's completely up to us whether we fulfill our life's destiny, you might say, or not. We have complete free will. We have complete freedom of choice. We can choose any path we want. We can sit on our backside and wait for life to happen to us, or we can make huge actions and transform our own lives and transform the lives of people around us. Now, how we live our life is incredibly important, and this is why I invite you to study the evidence for life after death yourself, because when you realize through either an accumulation of evidence or your own direct experiences, when you realize at the core of your being that every single day in this world makes a huge difference, then you start living your life in a very, very different way. You do not wait for life to happen to you. You want to actively engage in life, and you really want to make a difference in the lives of those around you. So my understanding is that yes, the major things in this life we do choose from an elevated state of consciousness, but when we are here, what we do is completely up to us. Now, I think it's really important to ask ourselves, how do we create an amazing life for ourselves? How do we create a life that surpasses even what we set out to achieve before we even came into this world? I think there are certain things we can do to make sure that our life is a life of abundance and making a difference in the lives of many people around us. And it all really comes down to, what do you really want from life? What is it that you yearn for yourself? And this is a question I ask a lot of people, and they say, I don't really know what I want. It's really important to sit down and look at all the things that you love doing, all the things in your life that you've enjoyed, your passions, your drives, your abilities, your talents, your skills, and write down what you would love to do if there were no obstacles in your path. If you had all the abilities in the world and you could do anything that you wanted, what would you really want to do? So being very clear on your ultimate destination, being very clear on what you want to do is the very first step. But then after that, you need to write those goals down on paper and then convert those goals into affirmations. And I go into affirmations in a lot of my other videos and training courses. But affirmations are simply statements, positive, empowering statements that you make to yourself aloud morning and evening. And so you convert your goals into affirmations, and you read those affirmations morning and evening aloud. And you also, each one of your goals, you need to break them down into action steps. You need to actually create action steps so that you can achieve those goals. Because just having a goal and not taking action on it amounts to nothing. So you may not know what all those action steps are right now, and that's fine, but at least start writing down at least the beginning action steps that you can take, and as you progress towards your goal, the other action steps that you need to add will make themselves clear to you. So that's really important. Creating goals, converting them into affirmations, creating action steps, and taking daily consistent action. Now, this is a stumbling block for many people. Life gets in the way. Life is challenging. We have very little time each day, and our attention is being pulled in 100 different directions. So it's really important to budget time for your goal achievement. It's really important to block out time each day so you can progress towards your major goals. You know, even if it's only a tiny amount each day, even if it's only 30 minutes, putting that time aside to do that will have profound effects on your life and how your life evolves. And then there is another step that you need to be aware of. You must never give up. You must never give up. The great human beings are people who have kept going no matter what obstacles are in their path. Most people fall at the first hurdle. The first major obstacle, they give up. Very few go on to the second or third or even fourth hurdle. But if you look at the lives of great people who have transformed society, they are people who have never given up. In fact, the most successful people in this world are people who have failed more times, far more times than most people. Okay, so it's a very important principle about living the life that you have absolutely always yearned for. Never give up. Okay, so when you do this, when you create these goals and these action steps and you make progress every single day, you will create the most wonderful life you could possibly imagine. You will go far beyond what may be destined for you. You will leave this world having no regrets, deeply fulfilled, really happy that you've done your absolute best. And finally, in conclusion, I'd like to say that you are the creator of your own destiny. And that is the most important message I can convey to you today. You are the creator of your own destiny. So thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. I really do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and before I go, I have a very special offer for you which I'll explain in a moment. But before I do, I just want to say that if you've enjoyed this episode, then please do give us a like below this video, because when you do this, it enables other people to also benefit from it. Of course, if you'd like to leave a comment, then you're most welcome to do so, and I'll be really happy to hear from you. Now, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, please do remember to subscribe to my channel. And you can also listen to my Transformation and Empowerment podcast on iTunes. Now, let me tell you about the special gift I mentioned a moment ago, because if you go to my website right now at transformandempower.com, then you can get immediate access to my special free gift. And I'm giving away a free report and audiobook that will help you to start achieving your life's biggest goals in the next 30 days. You'll also get my free video training course so you can break through everything that's been holding you back and finally experience the success and happiness that you deserve. So please visit transformandempower.com right now and pick up your free gifts. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to serving you again soon.